Apart from a video marketing approach to preparing your video resume script, you could also explore standard oral presentation techniques or storytelling. Any presentation we give is usually meant to either inform, persuade, motivate, and even entertain. Depending on the position you're applying for or how creative you are, you may even be able to incorporate multiple objectives in your video resume. In college communications classes, students are given a variety of options for presenting material in class. Some of the standard methods are using a timeline or chronological order. If you use this method, you might start with the past, move to the present, and end with the future in mind. You could certainly use some of the details from the 7 Strategies workbook here. For example, what inspired you in the past, what initiatives you are now taking as a result, and what your goals and intentions are in the future. Another presentation method is problem, cause, solution. With this approach, you would introduce a problem, say within the industry you're applying for, share what you believe to be the cause or causes, which will show that you have knowledge and critical thinking skills about the industry, and then suggest a solution, which may include proposing a method you've thought of to fix that problem. This approach is, in fact, very similar to the video marketing technique we previously discussed. Another method used to present information is the process of elimination. With the process of elimination, you first explain the symptoms of a problem, then describe the common solutions used to try and solve that problem, which will highlight again your knowledge, then talk about why the common solutions aren't as good as the solution you want to propose. In fact, this approach is relevant with video resumes. People have a difficult time standing out in a sea of applicants. Job seekers may hire a professional to write their resume and cover letter, and they may revise their resume and cover letter to align with each position, being mindful of including important keywords discoverable by the applicant tracking system. They may have followed all of the advice about updating their LinkedIn profile and messaging recruiters and employers. Still, they can't seem to get an interview. So what's your solution? Create and share a video resume. This approach might work if you're very knowledgeable about an industry or position, so it may be worth a try. Another common method of presenting material is to do a pros and cons list. Now, you wouldn't want to do a cons list about yourself necessarily, but you might be able to approach this by outlining why hiring someone else, someone besides you, is a con. For example, you might present the cons of only seeking someone with several years of experience and a formal education. Then suggest how choosing you is a pro. Again, just a suggestion. Using the rule of 3, similar to problem, cause, solution, another presentation approach is the 1-2-3 method, which is often used for product pitches. This method gives you the opportunity to introduce an idea, talk about the design of that idea, and get people excited about the launch. If we related this to your video resume, you might share elements from your 7 Strategies workbook. For example, from the inspiration section, you may have come up with an idea inspired by a person or an experience. You may have designed a plan to follow through on the idea from the initiative section, and from the impact section, you may be able to share what you hope your idea will do to benefit others. Another very common and impactful way to present is through storytelling. Now, you may think that storytelling isn't appropriate when creating a video resume to apply for jobs, but it may be worthwhile to take a look at the basic elements of a good story. There are different story arcs, but each is designed around answering a dramatic question and includes the following elements: an introduction, a rising action, a crisis moment, a climax, and a falling action. The dramatic question you're answering in a video resume may relate to why you were inspired to change careers or industries late in life, or maybe how a traumatic experience encouraged you to get a formal education in order to make an impact in a particular field. Following the storytelling method, you can take your viewer on the journey of change with you and give them a glimpse into your values and resilience. This approach of transparency and even vulnerability may help people to get to know, like, and trust you. A storytelling approach will not be suitable for all video resumes, but research different plotline ideas to see if one will work for you. Some of the plot lines you may want to research are overcoming the monster, a heroic quest, renewal, rags to riches, origin story. Those are just some ideas. Any of these plot lines will talk to your values and your why you're pursuing the role you are, why you chose the industry you did, etc. This approach may also help recruiters to read between the lines of your resume. For example, it may answer what led to you getting a promotion, or why you switched industries, or perhaps why there's a gap on your resume. Again, this approach may not suit every role or position, but it is one way to consider structuring your message. Before moving on, download your Presentation Approaches worksheet and make notes about how you might like to approach your script. Are there any methods that really appeal to you? If so, write down some keywords or points that you don't want to forget about while they may be fresh in your mind.